So for my 20% project, I did handwriting analysis. So graphology is the study of a person's handwriting. It's a really useful technique to have in order to determine a person's behavior or personality. A person's thoughts can be seen through their handwriting because, as you know, a person's brain is directly connected to a person's unique handwriting. And in order to make the best conclusions and generalizations you can about a person's handwriting, you need to understand all of the unique little parts and factions that make up the whole of the study of handwriting analysis and then how they all interact with one another. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 10 main concepts that you need to understand in order to make generalizations about a person's handwriting. So the first one is called slant. So there are 5 different types of slants. There's vertical, rightward, extreme rightward, leftward, and extreme leftward. Most people use vertical or just rightward. So the size of your handwriting. So there's just large, medium, small, very small. Okay, there are 3 different types of spacings. The first one is letter spacing. So the first one here, the letters are really squished together and more compact, while over here, the letters are more spread apart. So with word spacing, it's basically the same thing as line spacing, just with words. So there's more of a gap between the words over here, while on this line, there's really not much of a gap at all. The next one is line spacing. Line spacing is just, there's a large gap in between each of the lines. Over here you can see the area in between the lines, while over here, there's not really much of an area at all. Next one is pressure. So it just depends on how hard or light you push down with your pen or pencil against the page. There's just heavy or light. The next one is margins. So margins, there's a lot of different types of margins that you can use. There are the ones where you use all of the margins, you use the left and the right ones. There are the ones where you don't use the left ones but go all the way to the right. There are the ones when you use the left ones, but you don't go all the way to the right. And there are the ones where you don't use either side, the right or the left. And there are even these where you start on the left, you start using it, and then you gradually move further and further away from that margin. So the next topic are zones. You have 3 different zones. They're the upper, middle, and lower zone. Your upper zone is also called your superego, your middle zone is called your ego, and your lower zone is called your identity. So the next one is baselines. Baselines is how straight can you write across a page. Usually people strive to write like this. They want to write pretty much straight across the page. But usually, unfortunately, we can't. So the text ends up sloping upwards like this one or sloping downwards like this one. Occasionally, someone's baseline is so inconsistent and so bad that they just end up looking like squiggles and not look like a line at all. The next one are different styles. So there are 4 different styles, which the first one is called the garland, and it just looks like little troughs. The next one is called the arcade, which is just the reverse of the troughs, and they look like little humps. And the next one is an angle, and this one just looks really pointed and sharp and not like the other 2. And the final one is called the thread, where it just looks like a line or like a thin thread where it gets its name from, of something connecting all of the words and all the letters together. Next one is the speed of writing. So obviously, the faster you write, the messier it's going to be, right? So this one at the bottom over here, you can tell that the person's writing a lot faster than they were up at the top. The dots on the I's are further over to the right, because the person's impatient and they don't want to spend a long time writing, making it right directly over the I. And also the words are a lot more spread apart. So the next one is print versus script. So as you can see here, print is a lot more separate and disconnected, and then script is a lot more connected and just all flows together. And a brief note about signatures is that it reveals a person's public versus private behavior. So in conclusion, that's it. Those are the 10 topics that you need to know about handwriting analysis. So for my next video, I'm going to discuss how to put them all together and how to actually analyze someone's handwriting. Thank you.